Isn't it wild how some of the prettiest, most radiant people have no idea how much light they actually carry? And when you add being neurodivergent on top of that, it's like the world sees your glow, but you're too busy second guessing yourself to even notice it. Habits, life on. Maybe it's just bad for me. Truth is, it's Welcome to Boldly Becoming. This is your new digital safe space. A space where we explore what it means to grow, to heal, and to unfold into who we've always been. If you're here, you probably know what it feels like to move through the world differently. Maybe your mind works in ways that people don't always understand. And sometimes that difference is being a little neurospicy. Sometimes that can prevent you from seeing the beauty that everyone else notices about you. So today I want to hold up a mirror to you so that you can see the light that you don't even know that you're carrying. We're so used to being misunderstood or mislabeled, so sometimes compliments don't land, right? So that looks like us hyperfixing on flaws, our appearance, social missteps, miscues. And in childhood, some of us are conditioned and, people make you feel like you're too much or, you're just doing the most. So you start doubting all the good, right? But here's the real talk. Sometimes while you're unaware of your light, other people see it immediately, and that can make you a target.
A lot of people see your light before you, and that's why they cling to you. They see exactly where you're going and where you're headed, and they don't think that they can ever get there by themselves. So they cling to you in hopes that you'll take them to where they want to be. But the reality is they don't want to go there either. They really just want control over you. And a lot of people desire that control over other people because they had no control over what was happening to them. And instead of them figuring out how to work through that, which is difficult to do, they take the easy route of trying to manipulate you. A lot of people just see us as Pokemon for real. And they really just want to capture you and release you whenever it suits them. They want to have someone to show off. And sometimes they want to have someone to show out for. Because a lot of times when they're putting on for other people, they're doing it by putting you down. And so we really have to assess and fully understand why a lot of people are interacting with us. Some people want to have relations. Some people are looking for a come up. Some people are just looking to dump their life all over someone else. Some people just want to control you. And then some people actually want to get to know you for who you are. But everyone doesn't always have the same intentions, and everyone doesn't always display those intentions in the same way. Because the person that actually wants to be with you, that appreciates you as a human being, and that actually wants to be your friend, can also present as someone that's extremely envious of you. Because remember, a lot of things can be true at once.
Some folks will get close to you just to reinforce the insecurities that they can tell you already have and that you wrestle with, because sometimes we do ooze it out of our pores. B, they try to dissect what makes you special. And when they can't understand it, they literally lose their mind. Or C, they resent the fact that you're just able to get some of the opportunities while just being yourself. No faking, no overperforming, no mask. You're just that girl or guy. They're upset. And don't sprinkle being dark skin on top of that, child, because that light feels even more threatening to people who've been conditioned to not see you as worthy. Mm-hmm.
If you don't realize, and if you aren't aware of the fact that you're a triple threat before other people are aware, they'll try to bully you out of realizing that you're actually really fucking important. Your energy is very valuable. Sometimes we think that wealth only comes in the form of like money or a following and stuff like that. And the whole time, people with more money than you, people with better cars, better homes, better situations, you know what I mean? More followers, they're jealous as fuck and you don't even realize it. And when you don't understand that people can literally see the God in you, the Most High, the blessings, the luck on you, whatever y'all call it, when you don't realize that people literally see your worth shining through, you end up taking everything so personal when people act weird, because it's like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? You didn't do anything. Sometimes people are just offended at the fact that you walked out the house being yourself, looking like yourself, acting like yourself, talking like yourself. Not everybody knows how to handle authentic, genuine energy. Not everybody knows how to handle a person that's extremely talented, especially when they feel like they don't have any talents. You know what I mean? Not everybody knows how to handle someone who's attractive, especially if they feel like they aren't attractive. So you have to become aware of when you're a triple threat, when you're gifted, you're talented, you have looks, when you have a kind heart, your energy is pure. Because people will be offended by that and you'll mistake it as you doing something wrong.
We just saw this play out with Alandria from Love Island. Now, let me be clear. I'm not alluding to her being a part of the neurospastic community, okay? But what I am pointing out is how she is just such a beautiful dark-skinned Black woman, and she's become a target not because she was messy, not because she was unkind, but because she carried herself with so much grace, poise, and authenticity. I mean, it's almost like people just can't stand her for no reason at all. She didn't win the competition, but she won the affection of America, honey, simply by being a supportive woman, a warm woman, someone who stands up for herself with elegance and class, honey. She is just taking it. Do we have any Elandria fans? Let me know in the comments. And yet that very light made her a target, right? So you guys saw how Ace went around smearing her and Nick and their relationship. That wasn't about anything that they technically did wrong. It was about how their connection and her presence outshined him and his partner. And I love me some Shirley, child. And I did like Ace. I don't dislike him. I don't know him, but I just did not like how, and do not like how he's moving right now. Very, very petty and nasty.
Just throwing my 2 cents into the whole Ace Elandria situation, but from the perspective of a dark-skinned Black girl who kind of has it all. My credentials. More of my credentials. This is the face card. My ass is also fat and I have no waist. People hate me for no reason. And it didn't used to always be this way. I am a nerd. Like, I was one of the anime girls growing up. I still am. I took a while to grow into my features. And that meant that for a really long time, I was not threatening. I was the Black best friend at my predominantly white institutions. Nobody ever had a problem with me. And then I had the audacity to pop off. Look, I have been writing and drawing my entire life. Like, I have a little book that I drew when I was 6 years old. The first time I wrote the end on a novel, I was 10. I have been working my medical career my entire life. Like, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. It just took a little while for the fruits of my labor to become evident. Almost immediately after I started gaining some notoriety, my Instagram following started growing, my book deals, etc., the vitriol began to pile on. And I wish I could say it was just from strangers, but a lot of it was friends, right? People who I was locked in like this for like a decade. Within years of me starting my cardiology fellowship and having a book come out, so many of those friendships really tumbled. And especially at times when my life got real bad. I'm pretty open about the fact I was in an abusive marriage. I escaped it. But at the height of things, when it was actually dangerous, that was when, people stampeded on me. It was almost as though they were happy that somebody else had given them an opportunity to feel negatively about me. I consider myself a pretty nice person. I'm genuine, I'm fun. Like, people who've met me, I'm like outgoing, I'm not full of myself. I know that I'm that bitch. I'm not humble, but I'm not I don't think I'm better than anybody. But people will find creative ways to villainize me because honestly, deep down inside, they don't think people who look like me deserve to have it all, especially if they don't have it. It highlights their inadequacies. It makes them feel bad about themselves. People don't believe Black women, and especially dark-skinned Black women, deserve softness. And so it comes across as false or unearned to a lot of them. They most certainly think we don't deserve admiration. But if you shine a light as bright as the one that Elandria shines, you can't be ignored, and that makes them so, so angry. So am I surprised that she's a topic of all of this conversation, that people can't keep her name out of their mouths, that people who claim to be her friends are dogging her out? No. It's honestly her rite of passage and just further evidence that she is that girl.
A lot of neurodivergent women will hear that and feel seen. I hope you do, because you probably have been a great friend, right? You've supported people. You've given them your last little bit of energy, even if you probably didn't even have it, or running on E, because that's typically what we do. But because you crave community, you give. You've shown people what it feels like to not just be loved, even non-romantically, but you model safe love platonically. And instead of being met with gratitude, you're met with contempt, jealousy, or even smear campaigns.
It's crazy because I've lived a very lonely life, and not lonely as in alone. I've been surrounded by people my entire life, but I felt lonely for the majority of it because I was always around people who told me I was too much, too loud, too confident. Tone it down, Tiara. Why are you wearing that? It's just tennis. So for years, I second guessed every part of me. And I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, down to what I wore, how I talked, how I laughed, how I existed. But I'm telling you, one day I literally looked at myself in the mirror. I really, really looked. And I was like, oh, I love this girl. Look at your eyes. Look at your lips. Oh my goodness. Wow. The minute I started speaking love into myself, legit telling myself, you're beautiful, you're stunning, you're enough, everything shifted. And funny enough, that's when the negativity, the attacks, 300, that movie with all the arrows, and they have like, yeah, I swear it was just like raining on me nonstop. It's just been a nonstop thing. Okay. But let's be clear. I've been dealing with this type of energy since childhood. I mean, back when I was like that nerdy little girl with the 2 big front teeth, flat chest, okay? Ant booty, because that's what they used to call it back in the day, because it was not popular to have a big butt, especially one that was shaped like a pea. But even then, people would gravitate towards me and then suddenly turn on me, want to fight me, pull my hair, scratch my face. I never understood why. Like literally this one girl, I got into a fight with her in middle school, and she literally turned her ring around and hit me in the face so hard she cut under my eyebrow, and she tried to drag the ring down. Thank God it didn't slice my face, but it did bust open my brow. You know, like that was the thing. It was like people just wanted to hurt me, and I just never understood it. Because like, yeah, I was a kid. Yeah, I did normal kid things, but the rage was just so much more intense towards me. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that. From middle school to college to now, I've literally always struggled to fit into groups because, you know, when I see someone being bullied, I say something. And the minute I do that, I become the newest target. No target. But people literally confuse softness with weakness, but whimsy isn't being naive. And honestly, I thought adulthood would be different. I thought women would heal and want to grow and do better. But the truth is, I feel like the older people get, they just don't grow up. They just become like bitter and strategic with their envy. Because honestly, I feel like the things that people resent about me, money can't buy. And listen, child, the money is long. We good over here, okay? We good. But what they really envy, I feel, is the peace, the self-trust, the self-concept, the joy that I don't give a damn. I fall for this. Nobody's getting this, okay? So I've literally decided to just turn it up. Like, I don't care. Like, y'all can be mad. Y'all can be mad. And I will continue to be a mirror for anyone who's ever been told to dim their light, because y'all not gonna, I will never have it. Not my babes. Not my cousins. Because even if this boy just farted. Even if 500 people hear this message, that's enough for me. I don't need the whole world. Just the ones who get it. Now, all right, let's get back to this video, child. I'm just yapping, my God.
This is why protecting yourself while being beautiful and neurodivergent is so important. Because unfortunately, there's always going to be something different about us that some neurotypicals will not react warmly to.
When I was growing up, I thought that the way to avoid being in dangerous situations or dealing with toxic people, abusive people, manipulative people as a neurodivergent woman would be to keep doing research and to be learning more and more and more. And as much as that has massively helped me, there's something so scary about realizing that because you're neurodivergent, certain people will always be really attracted to targeting you and to use some of your weaknesses and difficulties against you to get something from you. Like, I made narcissism a massive special interest of mine, and I could tell you so much about a narcissist. And as much as I now know the tactics of narcissistic abuse, there's still always a fear in me where it's like I could miss so many things, or because I take what people say to me at face value, I don't just go around assuming that people are lying. I never feel completely safe from those kinds of people. And of course, those kinds of people love targeting people with autism and ADHD because those are the kinds of people that have the traits that they're looking for. But there's only so much that you can learn to try and protect yourself. Sometimes it's hard to not feel like you just want to isolate yourself to completely protect yourself.
I don't know about you, but I second guessed myself so much in my 20s and even early 30s. I don't know if that's something you relate to, but I feel like some of the things that we feel, yes, they're real, but because we tend to overthink, or because some of us grew up, being gaslit out of our own instincts, we start doubting our own pattern recognition. We start doubting our own pattern recognition skills. And that is literally going to cost you so much. Just trust me. And this is why it's important to have these tools that I'm about to share, because they'll remind you that no, I'm not crazy. What I noticed was real. And these tools will help you decide how to move and navigate and, just overall make sure that you are in step with protecting yourself. So 1, you want to notice who mirrors versus magnifies you, right? Because a real friend is going to reflect your beauty back to you, and a fake one is going to magnify all of your flaws. They're going to make sure that your flaws are front and center. So pay attention. Don't let them write your story, okay? When someone tries to figure you out or tear you down, remind yourself their confusion about my glow up is not my problem. It's theirs, okay? And guys, I cannot stress this enough. Recognize the pattern early. If someone's attention feels a little too obsessed, like, I don't know, clock that. Because sometimes it's not admiration. Other times it's envy dressed as curiosity. And guys, I have experienced this so many times. Clock it the first time. That is not a safe space. Sometimes people get upset that you actually like yourself. They'll literally try to find a way to center themselves when you center yourself. Because how dare you love yourself out loud? I mean, these people don't even know or haven't even tried to, so they just cannot relate to you, and they're just gonna make you the bad guy for loving yourself. I know it's insane, but that's why you have to be comfortable knowing that people may villainize you for having a high self-concept. And what is that, you ask? High self-concept is simply the way you see yourself. The story you tell yourself about who you are and what you deserve and how you show up in the world. Mine is hella high, and it irritates people, child. Okay, but that's, again, not my problem. So how do you build it, right? How do you practice keeping it high? What you want to do is start with affirmations. Now, I like to listen to affirmation tracks on YouTube. My aunt actually put me onto this, and it's been life-changing. I'll drop some of them in the description for you, but if you don't want to listen, print them out. Handwritten affirmations and put them on my mirror. You are forced to see them every day, and it works. If that doesn't work for you, make yourself your lock screen. Yeah. High vanity over here, because looking in the mirror can be uncomfortable for some people, but you maybe looking at your face on your lock screen, will help you get familiar with that beautiful face of yours. Study your features. Learn to love them. They're yours. We only get one set. Because at the end of the day, you are the only person who has the power to affirm you. No one else has it. You cannot give that power away. Anchor in your authenticity. Your biggest flex is that you don't have to pretend, honey. You don't have to contort yourself into a version that wins approval. Your softness, your creativity, your presence, that is enough. You are enough. And of course, now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been unaware of your own light only to realize that people saw it in you the whole time? Like, have you ever been targeted simply for showing up fully as yourself? I know I have, and that's why I'm recording this episode. So drop your story in the comments, or if you'd rather keep it anonymous, you can email me right here, and I'll read a few in future episodes so we can unpack it together, because trust me, if you felt this, you're not alone. Being a neurospicy mommy or daddy, okay, it doesn't mean you don't shine. It just means sometimes you can't see the shine that everyone else already notices, and it's okay. So take this as a reminder. Your beauty, your light, your presence, it's not an accident. It's divine. And yes, while that light may attract the wrong people, sometimes it will also attract the right ones, okay? So I want you to protect it. I want you to nurture it, nurture yourself. And never forget that you're boldly becoming and softly unfolding into everything that you already are, honey. Because you already are. I'm just here to help you sharpen a pencil, okay? I love you, and I will see you in the next episode, hopefully with some new hair, because she's a little dry. Okay.